This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with Macklinshire Marbella, Wet Browne Lane here in Sheffield for the final press conference for Kell Brook versus Kevin
Do you know, I was
Bizier.
just thinking about you, right?
What?
Was you got in the car this morning, right? It was what, 4 hours? How long of the 4 hours do you think you slept?
3.5.
Right? And the only other time was when you woke up to come in the services with us, and you went in there and you had. Do you have a McDonald's?
I had a drink.
Is that all? Okay.
Yeah, I had a Fanta.
Oh, I'll take it off, because when I came outside and you were smoking a cigar, I said to Darren, I went, look, he's had a McMuffin, now he's on the cigars.
No, I
this is
never
the
had a
healthy
McMuffin.
life.
No, I had a
Oh, you didn't? I'll take it all back.
I like a carbonated drink in the morning.
Dude, do you drink water? Because I've also never known you to go to the toilet. No, seriously. Because we always go, I'm dying for a smash, can you pull over? And you just stand outside.
Yeah, but you're drinking coffee constantly, aren't
No, I'm
you?
not, I'm drinking water.
Oh, water, coffee, whatever, but I don't really drink. When do you ever see me drinking?
That's what I'm
anything?
saying. I think you need to drink more water.
Okay. Thanks, you.
I would like someone to tweet me and tell me how much water should I drink a day? Because I'm 6'5", right, and close to 17 stone, and I train about 3 or 4 times a week on a run. So how much water should I drink a day? What do you think? This is interesting.
I'm going to say 2 litres.
See, that's nowhere near enough. 2 litres is nothing. I'll drink that by lunchtime. That's where I think we're going wrong. I think we all need to drink more water. You especially. I don't think you drink half a litre of water a day.
Just water you're talking about?
Yeah. When did you last have a bottle of water?
Probably not.
Honestly.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, seriously?
I don't remember.
We've really got to get on this. Anyway, sorry, mate.
Yeah,
Go
that's
on.
alright, that's alright. We had a long chat the other day.
Oh, it was so long.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
But we are where we are. It's not ideal. It's not really a fight that, saw in horizon for Kell Brook after 18 months. He's got to have it or give the belt up, simple.
Yeah. I don't. Only because of who we've boxed over the last. No disrespect to Frankie Gavin, by the way. Who we've boxed in the last 18 months since he's become world champion. Is this fight? People are frustrated by this fight. I don't mind the fight style-wise, and I actually think, touch wood, it's going to be quite entertaining. Bizier's tough, he can bang. He will come to try and win the world title. I'm hoping he'll be outclassed by, I believe, the best welterweight in the world. But I'm sure people are bored of me saying Kell Brook's the best welterweight in the world, because we've got to prove it. But you can prove it so much against Kevin Bizier. We need to prove it against Bradley, Vargas, these kind of guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the ring. Don't forget, he hasn't boxed for a year here in Sheffield. 10 months since the Frankie Gavin fight. And listen, it's frustrating reading social media, because obviously everyone just loves to slag. I mean, I put something out about Paul Smith boxing this morning, and it's like some of the things that are said. This geezer fights for a living to provide for his family. Do you know what I mean? Some bloke went to me, Paul Smith's always in warm-up fights. I went, his last 3 fights have been Arthur Abraham and Andre Ward. He went, well, other than that, I mean, who else has he faced? I went, DeGale, Groves, Dodson, Quigley. I mean, people make me laugh. And I don't understand the mentality in this country where people that have achieved something, like these guys, Paul Smith, he's achieved, been in major fights, fought for the world title, won British titles. Kell Brook, one of the best welterweights in the world. Get behind them. I know it's frustrating, you want them to fight, back it up. So do I. We've got to deal with this situation, keep the belt, and we'll move on together as a team, as a country, support a great fighter. It's the one thing that really aggravates me about social media. I don't mind, because I'll just have the banter back. But if I'm Paul Smith, I'd read it, and even if I was Kell, I'm thinking, especially Kell, I have to fight this guy, and I'm going to give you a great fight, and I want to have a tear up. But get behind me. And Paul the same. It's weird setup. That's a little mini rant.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you like that rant? What do you think about that?
No, listen.
I'll extend that rant to you. The stick that you get. I mean, all you're doing is traipsing over the country, putting in the time, eating your Big Macs and smoking your Hamlet cigars and drinking no water.
Cafe cremes.
Exact cafe.
They're not Hamlets.
All right, smoking your cafe cremes, eating your Big Macs, not having your water drinks. What are you doing wrong? Just grafting, aren't you? You're just out to make a better life for yourself, your loved ones, your family.
People slag me off on the back of you though.
But I don't mind if you slag me off because I'm okay with it.
And
But-
I don't understand why people always
Everybody
say,
likes praise, don't they? I mean,
but
look, I like when people say to me, "Do you know what, Eddie?" And I think this is probably a fair assessment. Sometimes I don't agree with the fights you've done, and sometimes you talk a load of shit. But I've got to say, you've made British boxing a better place. That makes me feel quite warm inside. You know what I mean? I think that's a fair assessment. You, same kind of thing. KUGAN, I don't particularly like you, and you look like a right scruff bag at times. And I'm not sure you're the healthiest geezer on the planet, but I will say, your content has revolutionised British boxing as well. Fair play. It's nice, isn't it? It makes you feel warm.
what does aggravate me is when people say that I'm up your arse.
But
Because in actual fact,
I mean, you're not right up there, but you might be tickling it a little bit. I mean,
in actual fact, am I? No, but think
no,
about
you're
it.
not. No, but maybe.
Like, when
The
am I
thing
ever
is,
going?
you
"Ooh."
know that we can deliver you hype. You know that we can deliver you views, right? You are a view and hype whore,
Correct.
right? And so am I. Let's get that out there.
Numbers,
right?
we're
a numbers
numbers.
whore.
Different-
Some bloke went to me the other day. You're this, you're that, you're a numbers whore. And I looked at his profile, and it was like, I am a top boxing writer with my own YouTube channel. I went on the YouTube channel. He's got 26 followers, and then he was moaning at me for being a numbers whore. And he said, "Yeah, well, I'm keeping it real." Well done for keeping it real. Those 26 people. I mean, I think a couple of them don't even exist. But anyway, I am a numbers whore. You are a numbers whore. So you will do whatever you have to do to get those numbers. I'll give you an example. Before this interview started, you said to me, "Go on, give me something controversial. Go on, son, give me something juicy." Because you just want the views, because you are a view whore. So you follow me around because you know I'll say something controversial or stupid and you'll get the views.
Yeah, but how is that being sort of?
It's not, no, I can see how people perceive it that way. I don't think you're up my arse. But I can understand why people think you are.
Because what I've learned is sometimes what I do. This is what I do sometimes.
Go on, what do you do?
Oh, God. My flight guy. What I do sometimes is obviously you sort of talk up your card, which you're meant to. You're a promoter and you're trying to sell the fights, you're trying to sell the show, etc. And off camera, sometimes I go to, do you know what? It's actually a really, really good card you got on there. But sometimes I've just probably just thought,
I don't think you praise us.
no, I don't think so. But I probably won't say anything. If
I mean, off the camera, you will say like things like, "I know you get." You said to me the other day, didn't you? "I know you get stick, but I wanted to let you know you are amazing."
You lying fuck.
What? No, you said, "I know you get stick. I know it must be hard for you sometimes, but me personally, I think you're amazing, and what you have done has changed everybody's lives. It's changed the sport forever." And did you or did you not say that I should get an MBE for services to boxing?
Oh, listen, if anyone's watching this video and believes it, please have a look in the mirror. Do you know when you talk
Why would
about,
they look in the mirror?
just have a look at yourself in the
Oh,
mirror.
if you look at yourself, right.
You know when you say, this is what I found as well the other day, you mentioned Golovkin, Brook, and I think people kind of go, oh, are you being
I'm just
serious?
telling you. Yeah, but I'm just telling you the truth. So,
Like, is it realistically
Well,
a catch
look, no
weight
one-
that they're going to fight?
maybe, but I'm just telling you the truth. I don't have to tell you about my conversations with Tom Loeffler. But one thing I do probably too much, and the Shannon the Cannon interview is a good example of this, is I ain't got nothing to lie about. So I just tell you how it is, the truth. You might not like it. You might think that I'm actually just talking to him and I'm got no plans to put it on. I have to deliver a huge fight for Kell Brook, right? I've got to get creative because sometimes doors close on you. You know, Thurman Porter's a good example. You know, if that was on March the 19th, maybe we look at the winner in July. All of a sudden, that's moved to June 25th, so that's out. You know, Miguel Cotto, HBO. Peter Nelson called me. Would you fight Cotto? Yes, June the 13th. We'll have it. Okay, let me speak to BoxNation and Miguel and Freddie Roach. Of course, they don't want to fight Kell Brook next on June the 13th. You know, Tom Loeffler. reached out to him straight after Manny Pacquiao fight, and I think he actually messaged me and said, I can't believe he's fighting Canelo, blah blah. I said, well, we'll do the same if you want to go. Well, really? What weight would you go up to? I don't know, 156, 157. Kell wants to fight anyone now, so I have to be creative. Sometimes think out of the box. The aim is to clear up at 147, but if the fight's not there, then he may move to 154 or even 156 or 157. But in your answer, would he fight Golovkin at 157?
Yeah, I know he would, but there's a lot of fighters that would fight. But the
I disagree with you. Not in Kell Brook's position, there isn't. People who are world champions talk about fighting Golovkin. How many of them are legit and real?
Well,
Everything's
apart from the fighters that he's already fought.
But everything's dictated to by money, isn't it? If the money's not there, of course you're not going to box him. But Kell is, he reads what people write. He reads what people think. But him personally, he wants that fight. He's had shocking luck. I mean, he came out of the Porter fight, got stabbed, couldn't fight for 6 months, more actually, 8, 9 months when he fought again. Had to fight Jojo Dan. Moved really quickly, boxed Frankie Gavin. Moved forward to the winter fight. We got Diego Chavez. I was quite pleased with that fight. I think it was a good fight. Cracks a rib the week before. He's out. He's been out now for 10 months. And the IBF say, sorry, Kevin Bizier knocked out or stopped Frederick Lawson. You've got to fight him. Okay. The unification's not there at the moment. We fight Bizier. We have to, or we lose our belt. But we know what we've got to do. And we know what we'll get away with and what we won't get away with. But he doesn't want to he wants the biggest fight possible, the biggest name possible. If we have to travel, we'll do it. And if we have to box here, which we hope we can, we'll do it.
I think you spent too much time trying to make this calm fight.
No, because what you don't see is other things that are going on. We never put all our eggs in one basket. So we wanted the calm fight. It was very close. But we would have had to relinquish the belt effectively because we would have had to pull out the Bizier fight. That's what they wanted us to do. Kell was not going to vacate the title. Anything can happen. Vacate the title. Khan gets injured, or all of a sudden you're left there. You're sitting holding your dick. You've lost your belt, your position. Kell Brook is so good that the only chance he's got to get in the big fights is with the belt. He's not a huge draw yet in America. He's a big draw here, so you've got to either bring fighters over or you've got to use the carrot of the belt. Everybody in boxing knows how good Kell Brook is. Fighters, trainers, promoters. It's no secret. And everyone might be watching this going, God, he's talking bollocks. Speak to those people and ask them what they think about Kell Brook.
Let's talk a little bit about the show. Obviously, very disappointing that Towers and Allen's off.
Mm-hmm.
Allen will now face
Jason Gavin.
Gavin.
Yeah.
What's the situation there?
Yeah, I know. I'll be 2 minutes. I think it's a decent test for Dave Allen. I mean, look, Gavin's fought all the top boys in the division, but Dave Allen is not a top boy in the division. Dave Allen is 8 or 9-1, and it'd be interesting to see. Great little fight between Townend and Poxton for the English title. It's going to be a little war. Both sold huge tickets. The one I'm really excited about is Campbell against Sykes. It's a real high-pressure fight for Luke Campbell. If he loses that fight, he's banging trouble. Looks sensational with a new trainer, Jorge Rubio. But again, massive pressure. And his performance against Mendy was disappointing. So he has to bounce back with a big win.
I want to ask your opinion. I don't know if this happened. I spoke to you on Monday for a long time. We didn't talk about this, about Lucas Browne. I think, did that happen Monday?
Yeah, I think so.
Come out Monday. In failing a drug test, tested positive for chem-glutarol.
Easy for you to say.
What did you make of it?
It's always very disappointing. It's so hard to know who to believe, isn't it? So at the moment they've done the A sample. The B sample will be the one that puts the nail in the coffin. Was there foul play? Was he cheating? Was he taking this supplement? I've no idea. I'd like to hope he wasn't, but it don't look good. But a lot of these things, I guess you'll never ever know. A lot of athletes come out and say, "Oh, I was spiked," or I didn't know. Ultimately, it's the responsibility of the fighter. Now, if you have been spiked somewhere, I mean, then I know it's hard to say it's your fault, but it's your responsibility. You have to be vigilant enough to deal with things. I would never ever, every time I've had a fight at Box Abroad, I would never ever let them drink anything in the change rooms supplied by anybody else other than us. That's just paranoia of the world. So, I don't know. It's disappointing, and it's thrown his life completely upside down. You know, you've gone from the highs of winning the world heavyweight title to probably the Chechnyan president phoning him up saying, I need you to come back and rematch Shagayev for millions of dollars, to the whole world thinking you're a drug cheat. If you're not a drug cheat, then being Lucas Browne must be an horrible place to be right now. If you have been, you know, if something has happened. But if you have been a drug cheat, then you deserve absolutely everything that you get. And it's difficult to know who's right and who's wrong at this stage until other tests, particularly the B sample, are brought to life.
Why does it seem like it's one rule for one and one rule for
In what respect?
Well, we just lengths of bans, etc., etc.
Well, the length of ban will be decided by commissions. So, you know, if he's banned, he'll be banned in Russia, he could be banned in, he could have a global ban of commissions. See, if you're banned by a commission, it's unlikely that the commission in the country that you're trying to box in will allow you to box. For example, if you're banned in California and we want you to fight in the UK, the board will speak to the California Commission. If you're under suspension, you're not going to box in the UK. So, you know, the suspension, as I understand it, will come initially from VADA, who I believe were the drug testing organisation, and then it will come from commissions. But if he's failed a drugs test, his career's over. You know, unless they can prove that there was some kind of foul play. But I don't feel like you can come back from, you know, something like that after a ban in the same way. You know, he'll lose his WBA title. He'll be banned probably for a year minimum. You're all of a sudden out of the mix. Who's going to give Lucas Browne a shot back at the world heavyweight title? You know, it's a messy one, very messy.
Under your sort of, since you've been promoting, none of your fighters have ever failed drug tests.
No. No. I mean, look, I think the random drug testing policy is the best policy to combat cheating in boxing. You know, Scott Quick was tested 4 times in the lead up to the Frampton fight. Anthony Joshua tested 3 times already for the Charles Martin fight. If you're cheating, the random policy of turning up at your house and not going until you provide a sample is how you're going to catch people. And yes, we test after the fight. It's a waste of time testing after the fight. Everybody knows if you're cheating, that's gone through your system. But the random testing throughout camp is the way you're going to catch people. This is what's weird about.
More people have been caught through the after drug testing, after fight testing.
Not necessarily. I mean, there's been a lot of people that have been caught on random testing in the UK. But you know, I mean, there is the argument that if Lucas Browne was cheating, they wouldn't have got caught in a post-fight drugs test. But you can't really say that because, you know, but I feel like if you've got an expert team behind you, people trying to actually cheat, the post-fight test is a waste of time. That's what people tell me. That's what trainers who are worried about someone else cheating or a foreign fighter saying in camp is the time we need to test. And the only way you can do that is through random testing or an agreement in a contract for VADA testing to come in and say you'll be tested here. But you mustn't know when the test is coming. You know, you only got to look at the Lance Armstrong films, you know, to see how advanced some of this cheating is. So random is the only way. You know, you're being tested at X time. Wow. I don't know. Put a drip in. Flood, you know, dilute the system. Get it out of the system. You can't do that if you're woken up at 5 in the morning with some bloke with a badge banging on your door saying I have to come in now and test.
Definitely it's a problem that's going to go away anytime soon.
No, because people will look for edges. There's so much money in the game, people will try and cheat. And it has to be eradicated with a life ban. And you know, the only thing that is hard for people is sometimes
You believe that then? You believe
a life
that
ban. I believe if you're caught cheating and you're proven to be cheating in the sport, you should have a life ban.
But even if you're proven, how do you, like, let's, for example,
Well, that's the problem is, so there's no one's going to admit it all the time. So if someone's been caught cheating and they turn around and say, I didn't take anything, I had my drink spiked, you never know, do you? Maybe they did.
so how can you give them a life
I
ban?
don't
if you
know. I don't
it?
know, but how can you not? If someone's gone in there and said, I've cheated my whole camp, so I can not. It's not sprinting. It's not going down a start line to try and be faster than the bloke next to you. It's to try and damage your opponent. It should be, you know, I think you should be sent to prison for cheating in boxing. It's not a game. You can't mess at this kind of thing. You know, cycling. It's like you're on a bike. You're trying to go up a hill. You're not trying to knock another man out by improving your strength and your ability to do that by cheating. So we could debate it all day, and I'm sure people have got their thoughts, but I think a life ban for anyone called
So you don't
cheating.
believe in second chances? Because then people like Dylan White, Kid Galahad, we won't be seeing in the ring again. So you don't think
That's a good argument. I don't know. Sometimes I think substances are important. I think samples are important to actually look at the amount of, you know, substances. And I think the B sample will show that what is in his system. I think sometimes there can be an argument that if you have had a sip of a drink and you've been spiked, the sample will be tiny. But I don't know the answer, KUGAN. And you have a good, you know, talk about second chances. Now you're going talking about people who have been sent to jail, made a mistake in their life, and then come back, you know, been in jail for 6-7 years. Do they deserve a second chance? Then you can look again at the severity of the crime, can't you? Or the severity of the drug that they've taken and how they've been cheating. You know, some crimes are inexcusable. Do people deserve a second chance? Yes, depending on the relevance of the crime or the relevance of the drug that's been used or the way they've been cheating. Can you find that out? I don't know.
But your general feeling is a lifetime
If
ban.
you've been cheating,
And you actually have been.
yeah. But again, how do we?
How do you know?
Yes. So, but I believe if you have been cheating deliberately in order to improve your physical being to do damage to an opponent, yes, you should be banned for life.
Okay. Do they randomly drug test promoters?
Can do if you want. You know me, son. Cleaner than clean.
You're such
Just a little public schoolboy.
You're such a prude about drugs. You don't know what anything is.
Oh, I don't,
Like,
you know,
you're a bit like you're clued up, but sometimes I've spoken to you.
but I'm a bit old now, aren't I? I mean, I worry for kids growing up because there's a huge drug culture in Britain, isn't there?
No.
You know, and I've got kids who are 6 and 3, and I know what goes on in these places because I sometimes go to them. And but anyway, it's another story. We won't get into that.
All right. Well, listen, Eddie Hearn, thanks for IFL TV and press conference was about to begin. So
Woo!
I was there. Woo!
For what? Oh, him? For here? The gun show?
Jason Gavin, that is behind us. Thank you, Eddie.